Interesting, isn't it, when you see a boxer who's a big slugger and don't seem to get taken right through the rounds, to see whether they can last in round 11 and 12. Well, it'd be good to see, but he's not going to mourn if he blows Catalan away early doors.
OK, young Lucas Green coming off the bench. He's going to see faces around him that he watched on television, that he's maybe proud to train alongside. He takes his place amongst them now as a Warrington Wolves player, as a Super League player. The words from the senior players to the likes of Lucas Green would be what, Jamie? You're
picked in this side for a reason, because you've earned the right and the opportunity. Just go do what you do best, what you've practiced, or try and get out of your comfort zone, or do something spectacular. Quite often, as we know, 77 minutes in this game is just doing the little basic things really, really well, and the rest of the game will take care of itself.
Yeah, I agree. I think you want words of encouragement, words of confidence, and I think the message of just keep it simple, really. That they're not expecting him to drop a goal and win the match at the end, are they? So if he takes on board this simple job that Darryl Powell has given him, and he gets the encouragement of the teammates around him, I'm sure he'll be fine.
I don't want to do him justice, but the word from inside the Warrington Wolves camp is that he runs as hard as anybody in the side and plays, Jamie, without a handbrake.
It's a simple game, isn't it, Phil? Run hard, tackle hard. They're the basics, and as I said, they'll get some encouragement and enjoy the occasion.
Here come the Dragons and the Warrington Wolves. The Wolves sitting at the top of the table. Phil Clark and Jamie Jones-Buchanan. Prediction time. Phil, we'll start with you.
Warrington by plenty.
I reckon Steve McNamara has sold it to him. Catalan are going to knock him off.
All right, you're referring back to that remarkable victory in the DW Stadium with plenty of absentees. They've got that to contend with again today. Let's get to our commentary team for this one. Standing by are Barry McDermott and Stuart Pike.
Thank you, Brian. Arguably the biggest game of the Super League season. Perfect conditions as Warrington bid to make it 8 out of 8 in the south of France. A very pleasant 66, 67 degrees in Perpignan. Over 700 Warrington supporters at the stand. Gilbert Brutus, and for Catalan the real challenge and the chance to go level at the top with Warrington. Chris Kendall is the man in charge. Marcus Griffiths is the video referee, and we're all set to go. Will this be Warrington's biggest test of the season so far? As Adam Kieran gets us underway at the stand, Gilbert Brutus. An important opening set. It's Gil Dodson against his former side to get us underway. And interesting that Jamie Jones-Buchanan, Barry, was saying that especially for Catalan, the importance of the start. And what about that? What about that from the Dragons? Brilliant stuff from the Catalan Dragons. Talk about being fired up. Stefan Ratchford pushed and driven back over his own try line.
Well, tremendous defence from the Dragons there. We watched one of the games yesterday, for me the game of the weekend, Wigan against Saints, and that game was won on the resilience in defence by a Wigan side that was down on numbers, much like Catalan Dragons are, but it's all there for them, isn't it?
It was all about making the good start, wasn't it? In the likes of Navarrete and Bousquet and Seguian, Meekin in the pack, they have the players to do that. There is Bousquet and Da Costa at dummy half. But what a perfect start this may well prove to be. Garcia so important, of course, in the middle. And they come the short side. It's an opportunity there for Arthur Romano, brought down. Good defence from Danny Walker. But what a start they have made. What a start, what a player this man is, Julien Bousquet, a one-club man for the Dragons, very passionate about his club and about French Rugby League and the national game. Right in front of the post. On that try line, Da Costa will go wide, of course, no Tyrone May. And
it's a gorgeous kick, gorgeous kick again.
Rashford to the rescue.
Yeah. Second time they'll get a repeat set of 6. It's a beautifully weighted kick and an intelligent decision. I think it's Garcia who plays the ball. And look at the composure here. He's playing in his non-preferred position, Arthur Morg. He wears one. He's getting used to that role. The boys in the studio did a terrific job in building up this game. But I agree with you, Stu. It's the game of the season so far, isn't it? 1 versus 3 now because of that result yesterday, but 2 very well-matched sides on paper.
Garcia does well. Yeah, a chance for the Catalan Dragons, of course. They go back second. They go level on 14 points with Warrington if they can win this game. For Warrington, the possibility of a 4-point advantage at the top of the table. Again, Busquets involved, Navarrete as well. 2 huge prop forwards for the Catalan Dragons. Good play, Morg involved there. They're not far away on that try line. McMeekin it is at dummy half. Can he offload? Whitney having to play in the centre, just outside there, looking for the ball. And Morgan will chip the ball forward. Well, it was nearly picked up. I think it was Adam Kieran, wasn't it, coming in? But Warrington finally had the ball.
How cool is he with the ball in hand? He waits and sees what's open and available for him. You know, all the good halfbacks think run first, don't they? Obviously, they've got to work with everybody around. They've got to have that skill and ability to manage the game through the people around them. But the good ones think run first, don't they?
I suspect Darryl Powell, in fact I know Darryl Powell will be absolutely delighted with those 3 or 4 minutes at the start of this game, because my have Warrington been tested, and they were tested to the full.
Everybody's been talking about the quality of Warrington. They're going to get tested without a shadow of doubt. More good defence from the Dragons, but they go into this game in good confidence. There's a kick from 9 there. Danny Walker puts boot to ball to try and buy his team some land. But when you talk about confidence, you think it's a feeling. Sometimes confidence is evidence-based. Well, this team has scored 40 tries, 232 points so far, which is an average of 33 per game. What they're doing is they're fronting up, they're finding different ways to win, and they are now becoming the hunted. Instead of the hunter, they are the hunted.
Was that high by Gil Dodson? No, according to Chris Campbell, it was Davis, and here is Garcia now. What a start this is from the Catalan Dragons. 5 minutes gone, it's been all played in that Warrington half, in the Warrington 20. Morg now. Seguier with the dummy, stretches out, stop, just try. On that line, Morg involved in everything. Garcia tries to get the ball out. Morg comes off the post and gratefully picked up there by Duffy for Warrington, and he's dangerous with ball in hand, isn't he? We saw Bevan French against St Helens breaking from deep inside his own half. Duffy can do the same for Warrington, but again, the league leaders survive.
It's one of the things Phil Clark talked about before the game. Has Matt Duffy got enough craft and rugby league IQ to handle that #1 role? What we do know about him is he's got enough pace, he's got enough speed, and Josh Thulis, with his work in backfield, earns his side a penalty.
They have been tested to the full by the Catalan Dragons, and Warrington have come out the other side. Drinkwater it is. Fell out with Steve McNamara last season. I think Josh Drinkwater, fair to say that he was disappointed in the way that his exit from the club has been handled, but he's found a home, and he's found a happy home for sure at the Halliwell Jones. Here is Dodson, first time then for Warrington with ball in hand. A sellout, a full house in Perpignan. Vaughan. Busquets in there with the tackle, and that'll be some battle today, won't it? Vaughan.
4 defenders on him.
Yeah, and Busquets.
Still not got him down.
Drinkwater. Chance now, and what a pass, and what a try it'll be for Josh Thulis. The first time that Warrington had attacked. 2 plays down the middle, swiftly moved out to the right-hand side. At 20 years of age, but he knows where the try line is. And Josh Thulis puts Warrington on the board after 7 minutes.
What an incredible rugby league team Warrington Wolves are this year. Beautiful ball from Matt Duffy at fullback. But you won't be surprised here, Stu. I'm going to put the credit down to Paul Vaughan. 4 defenders on him, so 2 late retreaters, so 2 players are unable to take their place in the defensive line for Catalan Dragons. They've absorbed 5.5 minutes worth of pressure, done all that defending, and then through a penalty, Josh Thulis, he ended up getting the penalty for his side. They get the possession, they get the field position, and Darryl Powell's side strike first.
Yeah, Vaughan with the hard yards, Dufty with the magical pass, and Thulis with the classy finish.
It wasn't necessarily meters he made, it was his stubbornness and his defiance.
He took 3 players out of the game.
His defiance, what he didn't want to do was go to the ground, and nobody could get him to the ground. See running repairs. It's going to be a tough game, this. It's going to be hard fought up the middle, but, you know, Josh Drinkwater and George Williams, who we've not mentioned yet, will have their fingerprints all over this game.
Yeah, Williams, Drinkwater, Maguire, Dufty, 1, 6, 7, 13. The Catalan Dragons are missing their 1, 6, 7 and 9 through injury. Ratchford just will go to the right of the post, but 4-0 it is in favour of the Warrington Wolves, and they know where that try line is.
Well, it's beautiful plays. The decision to find the man on the edge, Thulis, was the best one, the correct one for Matt Dufty. He might not be a natural ball handler, but if he's coming off the back of the work from players like Dodson and Paul Vaughan, he'll have more time to make those decisions.
But the defended 4 sets on their own try line. Remarkable,
isn't it? Remarkable.
It was a fiery start, and it was a passionate start, as you would expect from the Catalan Dragons. Adam Kieran again gets us underway, as he did from the kickoff. Good defensive line from the Catalan Dragons. Just that 1 defeat so far, disappointing it was. Williams brought down by Matt Whitley. Yeah, and Headingley 22-8 up at half-time and ended up losing 32-22. But last weekend, the Dragons somehow got the job done against Castleford, winning it in the last few minutes, but moving it again.
Short side again, Stuart. They like that short side.
Ratchford. The ball again inside that Dragons half. Navarrete with the tackle. Walker. What an able deputy Danny Walker is for the injured Darrell Clark. Kick from Drinkwater, and well taken by the young fullback Tanguy Zenon. And here is Tom Davis, his 4th season with the Catalan Dragons. 10 minutes gone, 4-0. Warrington looking to go 4 points clear at the top of Super League at Easter. And Barry, you tipped Warrington to finish top before a ball was passed or kicked in anger, and they're not letting you down so far.
I just like the balance of the side. They remind me a lot of a really, really successful side in the early part. 2000, 2001 Bradford Bulls. They've got the awesome foursome, Dodson, Vaughan, Josh Maguire, Sam Cassiano, who we'll see off the bench shortly, Kraft in the middle, and that little bit of bravery as well. We'll see how steely they are, coming to what probably is the most difficult place to get those 2 points, especially with the form that the Dragons are in.
Kieran it is with the high kick, and it should be an easy take, and there's for young Josh Thulis, the try scorer. 10 minutes gone. The reason I asked you that question early doors, when it's only 4-0, is that I think we've seen in the opening 10 minutes their quality at both ends of the park.
Their ability to find different ways to win will ultimately decide whether they go all the way and win the grand final. But I'm fairly confident now at this stage, round 8, that they should go all the way. They should win the League Leaders' Shield. It would be drastic things that maybe are out of their control that maybe stop them, but when it gets through to them playoffs and we see what bodies they've got left, then I think it's an exciting time if you're a Warrington Wolves fan.
Well, it is here. Batautia puts Hewlett away once more on this right-hand side. With ball in hand, they're very dangerous. Drinkwater again goes into the air, and
it's a great tackle,
yeah,
isn't it? The timing from George Williams there.
Tom Johnston just had to take it. Zenon as well involved here. In Johnston, rather. 9 tries in 7 games. They do have strike, but a big game for Zenon. Of course, Catalan have also got Tisson to come, young Hugo Tisson off the bench, but Artem Morgan at scrum half. But yeah, no Tompkins at 1, no Tyrone May at 6, Mitchell Pearce at 7, Mickey McAlorum at 9, all missing. Navarrete brought down just shy of halfway, but you'd literally taken the whole spine out to the Dragons' side. Really good start. Been a cracking Easter weekend, hasn't it? Artem Morg goes high, and is there too much on that? Dusty just lets the ball go, and there'll be a tap on the 20. Kieran and Morg, going to be difficult for them, isn't it, in the halves against Williams and Drinkwater, but Catalan is standing up to be counted.
Hasn't he been a good buy, Adam Kieran?
He has.
He's been a real asset to the squad, not just playing in the centre. Where's number 3? He's in the halves today. He's going to have to be good in his communication skills with Artem Morg.
Matty Ashton. Yeah, Adam Kieran, Australian schoolboys, didn't quite work out to the very highest level in the NRL, Kieran, but the former Catalan coach Trent Robinson recommended him to Steve McNamara. That's a good pass. It was a flat pass, and it was well taken on the charge by Matthew Nicholson. Here is Machautia now. Will take the tackle of Seguier and Romano. And Drinkwater again. Aims for the young fullback, and that was taken really well by Zenon, but hang on a sec. There may well have been obstruction. There was. Hewlett was the chaser. It was Tom Johnston who obstructed him. I think it may well have been. Johnston is objecting to the decision with Chris Campbell, but it was spotted quickly by the referee.
He's escorted one of the chasing Warrington players. I think it was Josh Hewlett away from the ball, pushed him in the back, and Tom Johnston will give an easy penalty. Not sure whether they'll take 2 or tap. Looks like they're going to play with the ball. The last time they were down here, it was pretty good for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I just think if Ratchford had kicked the conversion and made it 6-0, they may well have gone for 2 there to make it a 2-score game, but they're hoping to do it with ball in hand. Maguire and Walker and Vaughan all getting involved. Of course, it was Vaughan with the run, and Drinkwater does well, and Dusty just shy of the try line. Garcia in there with the tackle. Walker offload. Drinkwater will have to come back. It's eventually picked up there by Williams, who puts the kick through, but that was really a poor end to the set from Warrington, and it stays at 4-0 with 15 minutes gone, but it's been played at 100 miles an hour.
Well, they're offside, Warrington. Just going back to that kick from George Williams, there's an old saying, isn't there? A kick is only as good as its chase. The chase made the kick a decent one in the end. He wasn't able to keep the discipline. It's that fine line of getting good line speed, getting up and halting the progress of your opponents.
Yeah, welcome to Super League, Josh Maguire. He'll enjoy this, he'll relish it. I think Brian was saying beforehand a really good description of Josh Maguire as his firebrand.
He is my kind of player. I loved watching him in the NRL.
There's a surprise.
I'm looking forward to seeing what he can bring to the Super League.
And Mike McMeekin was saying there they should have had a penalty from Paul Vaughan, but play on. Here is Garcia. Game number 197 for Ben Garcia, captain of the Catalan Dragons. Really been played at a fast pace, isn't it? Romano in the line, nowhere for him to go, just about manages to stay in play. Tom Johnston at dummy half. Kieran involved, Vaughan. He's involved in everything, isn't he? Maguire. I wonder how many times we'll say this season, Vaughan and Maguire with the tackle. Morg. That could be picked up here by Ashton.
And I think he's touched it, the defender.
Yeah, it may well have just come off a Warrington hand. It was well watched in the end by Tom Davis, but...
Well, the left side had to come up quick because they had more numbers, the Catalan Dragons. So in the action of effecting the tackle, an arm or a hand, a little bit bigger than that arm and hand, knocked the ball down. Yeah, it's Stefan Ratchford. Although if you look at those replays, it's hard to find a knock-on. The Dragons have got the ball in good field position. Eddie Garner and Richard Marshall, the coaching staff at the Warrington Wolves.
Oh, he nearly got out of the tackle there, Artem Morg. I think they're going to get a penalty. It was Adam Kieran. And Takayaho is on. Siua Takayaho is on from the bench. Big signing from the NRL. They're going to run it. Da Costa. Bousquet. 10 yards away from the line. Here is Da Costa on his own. Da Costa, can he get the ball down? And he's lost the ball in the act of scoring. Ulrich Da Costa. Well, these are big moments, and moments like this can win and lose games. It looked like he was going to stretch out to score, Da Costa.
It opened up for him, didn't he? Just couldn't keep control. Well, I'll tell you what, I thought it was a mistake by the hooker, but I'm going to credit the defence of Warrington Wolves. They dragged him back, they manhandled him and got him back into the field of play, and then he lost the ball.
Well, we saw in the Wigan Saints Good Friday showdown, didn't we? How important moments like that could be. Morgan Knowles not able to get the ball down, which would have got Saints back to within 4. That arguably could have put Catalan ahead. The Warrington's defence has stood firm as it has for the entire game. 19 minutes gone in the south of France. 4-0. That try after 7 minutes. Josh Fulis and Matautia trying to find a way through.
That's great work from Matautia. Works hard to get through contact, finds his front, plays his ball as quick as he can.
Nicholson it is who plays the ball. Dodson
Almost got that ball away, Maguire.
The pass from Dodson to Maguire. And Josh Drinkwater. Well taken by Tom Johnston. 85 games Drinkwater played for the Catalan Dragons. But you know what? It could yet turn out to be a masterstroke of a signing from Darryl Powell.
He was always a player that complemented whoever came in, whether it was Maloney, who he was a deputy for, or Pearce, who's there now. He was always an Abel's sidekick. I think he's going to play the same role with George Williams. You've got 2 points of attack. You've got 2 players that can kick the ball, and that trusty left boot of his will be massive for the Warrington Wolves strike 2023.
McMeekin, who started 4 games at prop this year, Mike McMeekin, in the second row, playing up that right-hand edge. Takayaho and Kieran, and now Paul Seguier. Again, the tackle made by Josh Maguire. The last one on the short side, kicked through there by Kieran, and it was well read, wasn't it, by Dufty, and again Warrington survive. I say they survive. They've had one real opportunity, the Catalan Dragons. Da Costa dropping the ball as he tried to stretch for the line, but defensively Warrington have been good. They conceded only 15 tries in 7 games, Barry, and that tells you just as much as it does about the stats that you gave earlier about their potent attack.
I don't think they're anywhere near survival mode. I think whenever it's their turn to defend, they've got a good attitude. There's a penalty here from a high tackle, Mike McMeekin. Warrington coming away from their own line. I don't feel like they're stressed at any point. George Williams is the player in support of Danny Walker. Not much in it, but it's a penalty. But yeah, I think in terms of handling what Catalan are throwing at them, Warrington look good, they look cool. They look composed. They're going to tire at some point, but the concentration levels in the opening 21 minutes have been top class.
Of course, they are now missing one of the informed props in the early stages of the season, Thomas McKaylee, going back to the NRL as family homesick, playing for the Gold Coast Titans, but losing McKaylee, bringing in Josh Maguire after his suspension, and there will be wiggle room for Darryl Powell to improve the squad if he needs to.
How do you improve on that squad? You talked about McKaylee though. McKaylee's been a better version of himself in 2023 because he's had competition around him. He's got players who can complement the way that he plays. Powell loses that player, puts Gil Dudson in, who spent a couple of weeks on the bench, and then he brings Josh Maguire. There's a forced mistake here. Whenever a player is driven back, the temptation is always to find a fancy offload. Matty Nicholson offloads the ball.
Well, Big Sam's on. Sam Cassiano is on for...
You can just see Sam Tompkins in the coach's box, adding his tuppence worth to Steve McNamara, who's been at the Dragons nearly 6 years now. First year, had to get them out of the trouble that they were in, and what a remarkable job he's done.
6 years in June, Super League's longest-serving coach, and his 300th game as a club coach today, Steve McNamara. That's some going. Here is Takiyaho.
He's another good player, Takiyaho. Got good hands, good offload, and obviously you can see they're powerful.
Grand final winner for the Sydney Roosters, Ben Garcia, who was so close to leading Catalans to a grand final victory a couple of years ago in that thriller against St Helens at Old Trafford. They've had a lot of ball, they've had a lot of possession. Da Costa it is again, trying to find a way through, dragged back by Joe Philbin. Really good tackle. Da Costa will get up slowly. I think he was hurt there going down his left ankle or his left knee. On the last, the ball kicked forward eventually by Kieran, picked up by Matt Dufty for Warrington, and now they'll try and break with Matias down that left-hand side. Whitley and Davis with the tackle, but again, you just get the feeling that they were very comfortable in defence, Warrington.
Alrix Da Costa in the in-goal area. You mentioned the fact that he was uncomfortable playing the ball. He played the ball with one leg. I don't know how you managed to do that and put your foot on the ball, which obviously isn't required nowadays. But to answer your question, they're playing their part in this game, the Warrington Wolves, but they look good. Big Sam Cassiano now, the game changer, is on for his new team against his old one.
Yeah, a bit of respect there between Ben Garcia and Sam Cassiano. There's a Warrington player down, may have got a...
It's Alrix Da Costa, he's still not able to take his place.
That would be a big blow.
Yeah, does he roll his ankle?
I think his leg dragged underneath it, didn't it, after the tackle from Philbin.
There was a game yesterday where they were debating those hip drops. They're an awkward tackle where a defender is at the back and almost lunges around the bottom of the knee and ankle area. It looks awkward and it is dangerous. And it looks like it may well cost Alrix Da Costa a bit of time on the sidelines.
Sunday afternoon at Headingley, the big kick-off to the Women's Super League as Leeds face York in a repeat of last year's grand final. And then to round off rivals round, Leeds against Huddersfield, both games live on Sky Sports Action and Sky Showcase. The kick downfield from Drinkwater, well taken by Tanguy Zenon, come through the Catalan Academy, his first game of the season. Speaking to Steve McNamara on Friday evening, And he had no doubts that Zenon was the right pick at the right time, and he'll do a good job for him. And he has so far. He's been steady under the high ball. Takayaho, only his second game, and the loss of Da Costa is going to mean a big turnaround. Young Hugo Chisson, the 21-year-old, has come on in his place. Seguin with the offload. Now a chance maybe for Romano. But good defence from Thewlis and from Matautia. 25 minutes on the clock. Warrington still leading 4-0. There is Kieran with the kick to the corner. Ball goes backwards, and it may well have fallen to the Dragons. And it's a try for Catalan in the corner. It's McMeekan, I think, who picked up the loose ball from Adam Kieran's kick. Warrington couldn't deal with it. And Mike McMeekan makes it a 4-4 game.
Now we've got a ball game, haven't we? They've managed to solve the puzzle, the Catalan Dragons. It's a kick to the corner. Beautifully weighted kick. And you can see there's 2-3 shirts in Catalan Dragons colours that get up and contest for that high-hanging kick.
Davis.
Tom Davis. I think he almost pushes it out of the grasp
of Stefan Ratford.
Chisson has a big job to do. He's come on at 9, but if you recall those with good memories, last year when Catalan sent a young side, I think the lads in the studio talking about it before the game, Chisson played in that game, contributed, and that's the reason when it comes to games like this and you're sort of down to your bare bones, Steve McNamara has some reference.
Absolutely. He had no qualms about his young side. 11 of the 17 players in the Catalan side today are French. And he was very proud of that, and he will push them and push them and push them. Mike McMeekan, who got the winning try very, very late on last weekend when Catalan beat Castleford, has got the first try for the Dragons in Perpignan. And Adam Kieran with an opportunity to give Catalan the lead. Brilliant game so far, as we expected, as we demanded, Barry. Well, we probably should have done better with that. Hits the upright, and yeah, despair for the home fans.
Well, you're right. We wanted, we hoped, we demanded a good game. And it's took 27 minutes, 26 minutes for Catalan to solve that problem. They just couldn't break the defence of Warrington Wolves down. But smart teams, intelligent teams, just keep trying different things.
You've got to say Catalan deserve to be level. And they are. And here is young Hugo Chisson, only his third appearance in a Catalan jersey. You may remember that he came on and played in the centre of that fantastic win that Wigan had.
Yeah. He's going to go at dummy half now. He's probably a full-back by trade, so he can play anywhere in the outside backs, but he's tough enough to play in the middle.
Romano gets the ball out, now the space. Johnston looking for it. Little kick forward. The chase is on for Kieran. Can he get to the ball? And it looks like Dusty. That was Curry who got back. But is it a try? Did he get the ball down? Kieran thinks he may have scored. Surely this has got to go to the video ref.
Well, they're going to have a look at it, aren't they? It was a long-range effort.
Has Chris Kendall signalled try on the field?
Yeah, he's just made that gesture now, hasn't it? It was Seguier who found himself with the ball, and it's a gorgeous kick inside. I think Ben Curry gets there. You can see pointing to where he wants the kick to go. And Adam Kieran, well, I think he doesn't know and isn't aware of players around him. Lovely kick, top skill factor from the back rower.
Curry came from nowhere as well.
And I think Stu, what he's trying to do is wait for the right bounce.
Yeah.
Has his time again, the centre will just fall on the ball.
But did Curry make contact with Kieran before he was trying to get the ball down?
No.
Did he bring him down? Is there a possibility?
No, he's got to get to the ball. It's a contest.
Well, that's what Marcus Griffiths, the video referee, has got to decide. We're going to find out. Big decision for all. And it's given as a try. And was that given as a try, or was that given as a penalty try?
Wow.
We're going to need some clarification on that, I'm sure. And Chris Kendall was giving try on the field.
What is he meant to do, Ben Curry? He's trying to get to the ball. Well, the try has been given. It's exactly what the home side needed, but I'm sorry, I don't agree. I think Ben Curry's done everything in his power to get to the ball. He may well have moved the player out of the way, but he's got to do his job.
It looks to me, I mean, sadly we can't hear the video ref's observations, but it looked there from when I spotted it that that's what they may well be looking at.
We're trying to get some communication from the sideline, aren't we?
Yeah, the fact that Curry actually made contact with Kieran as he was going down to score. Well, it is a penalty try. We've had confirmation, and of course you can have the clarification because the kick is from in front of the post. But it's been given as a try, it's been given as a penalty try, and Kieran got the try, and he's got the extras, and it's 10-4 to the Catalan Dragons. Well, it was a controversial decision, but the angle that we saw finally, Barry, from behind the post, when we saw Curry making contact with Kieran as he was going down, and that's the decision that the video referee has made.
Well, I'll tell you what, I think Ben Curry can feel very hard done by there. He's doing his level best to get to the ball. Yeah, because the penalty was in front of the sticks, that's the reason.
Yeah, confirmed. We
can see that it's a penalty try, but I'm still trying to work out whether it's the correct decision. It does not matter. It's 10-4 to the home side.
10-4 is the score, and that's all that matters. We can debate it, and I'm sure that the boys will debate it in the studio at half-time. 4-0 down, and 2 tries in 3 minutes for the Catalan Dragons. Well, Darryl Powell talked about a test, a real test, an 80-minute test. He's getting a huge test in the south of France. Dufty takes a long kick, but 10 yards away from his own try line. One break, Dufty finds a gap. Brilliant from Dufty. Oh, this is sensational from Matt Dufty. What a score, what a run, what a try from Matt Dufty from absolutely nowhere. We talked about the danger of Dufty from deep, and he has delivered a sensational score for Warrington, going 90 yards to score one of the tries of the season. 8 minutes to half-time. What a game.
Well, that's pace, isn't it? You can see the defenders. There are enough shirts and Catalan defenders to handle the fullback. They're non-committal on that kick chase. It wasn't the best kick from Alan Kieran. It was high. It didn't trouble the fullback. He had nobody around him. So once he caught that ball, he just looked at the landscape, looked at who he wanted to run at, did a little bit of a dance around defenders. And I think, listen, rugby league, it's a game invented by God, and the gods even things up.
Tries in 4 consecutive games now for Matt Duffy. But we talked about it earlier, didn't we? We mentioned the danger of Bevan French and these fullbacks who could do these type of magical things from deep. And it was interesting, Phil Clark was questioning whether Duffy maybe has the stature, the right stature to be a Super League winning fullback, but he certainly has the right stature and the speed to be a try scorer.
Pikey, I think what he said was, grand final winning teams always have a quality fullback. He set one up and provided the pass for the first try, and then he scored one himself.
Well, that was quality with a capital Q. Can Ratchford level the scores? But I think he's hit the woodwork.
No is the answer. No.
But Kieran hit the uprights with his attempted conversion. You cannot beat sheer speed in this sport.
No, you can't, but you can't give him a start to run at you. That kick chase has to be spot on. The length of that kick has to be spot on. It's no good kicking it into his arms. Make him run towards it, make him uncomfortable. He had all the time in the world to catch it and decide where he's running.
They haven't let us down, Barry.
Terrific game. I'm still disappointed with that try. I think he's allowed to get around the play. I don't think he shoved him off the ball, but we move on.
Well, it was a big decision, wasn't it? Philbin running the ball out. But Meakin missed a tackle. Cassiano playing against his former club. 83 games for Big Sam for the Catalans over 4 years. Played in a grand final, just came up short. Cassiano went to Warrington to play in another grand final and to win a grand final.
2 big charges, wasn't it? First one from Cassiano, Philbin followed, and then Danny Walker with a fast ruck is allowed to get some more metres.
Maguire getting more and more involved with ball in hand. Defensively, Josh Maguire has been involved all over the shop. Walker goes to the short side, and George Williams tips the ball forward. It's an awkward bounce. I think in the end, Matt Whitley it is who comes up with the ball. Or was it Tom Davis? It was Tom Davis out on that far side. 10 points to 8, 6 minutes to half-time. The Catalans, who are ravaged by injuries, have done exactly what Steve McNamara said they would do. Cassiano with the tackle. That's fine. Cassiano on Garcia, and he just gave him a little tap on the head afterwards.
I wonder whether the referee believed him when he turned around and shook his head and said, no, it wasn't. Many have tried that tactic.
You don't argue with Sam Cassiano. Ward with the kick downfield, and that's a good one. And that just takes the sting out of it a little, doesn't it?
George Williams was trying to do similar at the back end of Warrington's set. I think they've been really good at the back end of sets. There's the game changer on his former teammate and friend.
.10-8, 5 minutes to go to half-time. It has been played at a breathtaking speed. George Williams. There's young Tisson with the tackle. Danny Walker at acting halfback. So over 700 Warrington fans made the trip to Perpignan this Easter weekend. Just to give you a little nudge towards Friday the 5th of May, Catalan at home to St Helens, another huge game. Friday night Super League live from Perpignan, and again live on Sky Sports. Walker with the short pass, suspicion of a forward
right
pass.
On the gain line, that was.
Yeah, it was. Cassiano, though, charging forward. Walker again. Williams with a little step, dangerous there, and Williams still going. He'll arrow the ball towards this corner, towards Skewless, and he wasn't able to get hold of the ball. That will surely be a knock-on. Tantia claiming it came off a dragon. I don't think so.
I don't think it was his original pound, George Williams, but what we see from George Williams this year is his ability to adapt when things start to change in front of him, and he still ends up making a good decision, a better bounce. And Thulis might have got hold of that ball, but when you think about the way that the two teams hand the ball over on the last tackle, Warrington Wolves are more threatening with the last plays. And that could be the difference in the end. It could be, if they stick with that plan. And stick with that quality at the back end.
Darryl Powell knew he was going to get a test in the south of France.
He's got one today, but he's also got Wigan and Saints in the next couple of weeks, so it's a huge period for his side.
That's on my notes as well. For me, it's a defining 3 weeks coming up for the Warrington Wolves. Catalans away, Wigan at home, Saints away, and I think Darryl Powell recognises that they'll have a fair idea of where they are, where they stand, and what's going to be happening for the rest of the season. Seguier getting a little bit of treatment.
Warrington are going to get the ball here. And the Catalan Dragons, what have we got there, 2 and a bit minutes. Have to defend their own line. We haven't looked too often to our right, have we? They haven't had much in terms of field position, the Warrington Wolves. We've had a breakaway try, and then the first or second time on the Josh Thulis try that Warrington got down that end of the field, they came away with points.
Still 2 minutes, still time for Warrington. This is where they've been really good in the closing stages of first half this season. In their 7 wins by scoring points. Cassiano with the offload for Walker. And his first start in the win against Hull last weekend. With Darrell Clarke injured. Here's Sam Cassiano again, and the offload, it was ambitious. It really was ambitious, and it was picked off by Artem Morgan. You kind of feel that was a missed opportunity for Warrington.
He's always going to offload the ball, so Matt Duffy has to follow him. He has to anticipate that he's going to find an offload from somewhere. Players like that are habitual. If they can get their arm free and make that ball available, they're going to pass it.
Romano, just shy of halfway. Fabulous watch, hasn't it? Mika with a short pass to Whitley. There was Morg looking for a way through again. Artem Morg. Right, last one. It may well be the last play of the half. Adam Kieran goes towards this corner. Who's going to come up with the ball? Johnston! And Johnston managed to come up with a wonder play and a wonder try. We have seen him do it before, Tom Johnston. Has he done it again? Right on the half-time hooter. The video referee will have a look at this, but Johnston and Catalan are convinced he scored a cracker.
Let's have a look at this. A kick to the corner again. Is everybody on side? It looks like they are on that angle. Tom Johnson is at the bottom of your screen. Let's have a look. He goes up a little bit too early. He's fumbling with the ball. Now the question will be, does it hit a Warrington defender?
It came off his head. It came off his head, and he picked up the loose ball. Wow.
Well, Josh Thulis and Tom Johnston have a little tussle.
Did it come off the hands of Johnson first?
That's the question, yeah.
Did he get there before Josh Thulis, before the ball hit his head?
So if Johnson touches it first, then it hits Thulis, and then it goes back to Johnston, that should be a no try.
Unbelievable. Came off his head.
Well, it's the most bizarre contribution, isn't it?
Yeah. But this is a massive call right on the stroke of half-time. Is it 10-8 or are Catalan going to extend their lead? If Johnston's got the try, that is quite remarkable. Marcus Griffith is making the decision, and it's a key decision. Oh, and it did come off Tom Johnston. No try. It hit the hand of Johnston. Steve McNamara is not impressed. Not impressed. But Barry, you called it. You thought it may well have hit his hand.
Yeah, and now to Josh
Thulis.
But a wonderful kick and a wonderful end to the first half by the home side.
What a first 40 minutes we have had. It's delivered everything that we hoped it would, and it's all to play for. Warrington looking to make it 8 straight wins at the start of a Super League season for the very first time. Catalan looking to go level on top with Warrington at the end of this Easter weekend. Breathtaking and breathless, but it's Catalan 10, Warrington 8.
Barry Stewart, thank you very much. From the heat of the south of France, the players will look for some comfort in the changing rooms, and there is plenty to ponder for both Steve McNamara and Darryl Powell. Darryl said he didn't mind if his side was dragged into a fight. They have certainly got that, and he has got his wish. Jamie Jones-Buchanan and Phil Clark are our guests. We'll run the rule over that first 40 minutes, which was capped by a spectacular try from Matt Duffy, the fullback that Warrington maybe can't win a grand final with. We will talk about that after this, but it has belonged to the Catalan Dragons. Depleted, but not bowed. They have been sensational in the first 40. Analysis after this.
Drinkwater. Chance now, and what a pass, and what a try it'll be for Josh Thulis. There is Kieran with the kick to the corner. Ball goes backwards, and it may well have fallen to the Dragons. Little kick forward. The chase is on for Kieran. Can he get to the ball? Duffy finds a gap. Brilliant from Duffy. Oh, this is sensational from Matt Duffy. What a score, what a run. What a try from Matt Duffy from absolutely nowhere.
What a try indeed from Matt Duffy, but all it did is cut the deficit that Warrington Wolves found themselves trying to claw back from 10-4 to 10-8. Errant kicking from both sides leaves us with a 10-8 half-time scoreline at Stade Gilbert Brutus. I just want to have another look and maybe a further explanation of that penalty try, the incident involving Ben Curry and Adam Keir, Jamie Jones and Phil Clark. Again, your thoughts on this and why the video referee, you feel, was made the right decision?
Well, I think he makes contact with the attacking player before he has a chance to pick up the ball, and in the opinion of the video referee, the attacking player in white here would have grounded the ball. Adam Kieran would have collected it and scored in the in-goal area had it not been for the interference of the Warrington player.
Yeah, I'd agree. I think the rules are the rules, but when we saw it live, we're all just looking for the put down, and we're all confused, weren't we, as to what had gone on. But when we've seen the conversion getting taken under the sticks, which could be the difference in a 10-8 ball game, we know it was obviously a penalty try.
Pre-game, we asked for predictions from you. Jamie Jones, you went with the Catalan Dragons, sticking with the Dragons.
I certainly am. He's got him up for it, Steve McNamara, and I think they're going to pull it off.
They're up for it, says Jamie Jones. Phil Clark, what say you?
I've got to stick with the Wolves, haven't I now?
The Wolves and Matt Duffy, says Phil Clark. Jamie Jones for the emerging home side. Time now to go back to our commentary team for this one. The second half of the rivals round in the south of France. It's Barry McDermott and Stuart Pike.
Well, more of the same. I think that's what we're asking, isn't it, from these two sides. They have served up a terrific first 40 minutes entertainment. And Darryl Powell has got his wish. His team are being pushed all the way. The Catalan Dragons, you've got to say, on the balance of play, deserving to be in front. We're hearing that Alric da Costa may well return for the Dragons. He suffered a leg injury, his left leg, as he was trying to score a try midway through the half. And on came the youngster, Hugo Tisson, who's done a decent job, but da Costa may be sent back on depending on what happens in this second half. 40 minutes to decide whether Warrington go 4 points clear or whether the Catalan Dragons should draw level with the Wolves on 14 points at the top.
It's a real test for Daryl Powell's side now. The momentum all with the Dragons going into the half-time break. And what a way to go into the changing rooms with a wonderful try from Tom Johnston.
And we thought it'd be important at the start of the first half. It will be here as well. Takayaho, who certainly made a difference when he came on midway through the half.
They've been good in the middle. The big men have laid that platform. It's been a good tussle down that middle channel.
Right from the start, when Julien Bousquet laid down a marker, didn't he? Oh, if Garcia only knows one way forward, Ben Garcia, what an inspiration he has been to the Catalan club over the years. Ball goes back for Morg. Duffy lets it bounce and then he knocks on.
He loses that in the sun, doesn't he, Matt Duffy? And luckily for him, all the chasers were in front of the kicker. He loses it in the sun. He's miles off it. Matt Duffy, although we talked about him in glowing terms, my mind goes back to the offload from the big man, Sam Cassiano. Here's the captain and leader, Ben Garcia, on the ball. He needs to push up with all his big men. It's been a good tussle in the middle, but if he can find some scraps around the middle with some tired defenders, you think about Tisson now, who's not a natural 9, he'll be a low defender, so there'll be some offloads around him.
Joe Philbin. Tisson in there with the tackle along with Garcia. Garcia week after week tops the tackle count for the Catalan Dragons. They come the short side. Ratchford was waiting for the offload. Danny Walker, quick play the ball by Ben Curry. Maguire. I'm sure Daryl Powell will be really pleased with the way that Maguire has started after missing the first 7 games. There's a little kick through over, and that was well taken by Davis, just shy of his own try line. Tom Davis, I think, you know, he's one of the best defensive wingers in the league, Tom Davis.
Yeah, does a lot of work from the backfield, often tops the meter count, doesn't he? You think about the threat from the back three. You've got Zenon in the fullback role, but Davis, Matt Whitley, Romano, Johnson all make up that back 5 division, and they've had to work extra hard to lay a little bit of a fast ruck for the big men that are laying the platform.
Was Takayaho with the initial charge. Here's McMeekan. He flew into the challenge there. It might have been mistimed by Philbin. Adam Kieran with the kick downfield, and I think it's fair to say that that's going to be a tactic, isn't it? Well taken by Thewlis, who's holding it one-handed, but they will try and target the likes of Thewlis and Dufty and Matty Ashton in that late evening sunshine.
If they are going to do that, maybe a bit shallower with the kick, make Thewlis come towards it, make him stress a little bit, but he'll eat those up with no pressure on him. It's very flat from Warrington at the minute, isn't it?
That was Ratchford. Walker goes to dummy half. Philbin again. Of course, had a season-ending knee injury, didn't he, Joe Philbin? Just coming back into the team and trying to find some match fitness. Sam Cassiano, he rarely misses. Walker, good run from dummy half and finds young Matthew Nicholson. On the last, what are they going to do? The play is set up by Drinkwater, who puts the kick for Curry to chase, and that may well have been knocked back, and it was by Matt Whitley. And that will be a drop out from underneath the post, but it was, again, a teasing kick, wasn't it, from Josh Drinkwater.
He chases hard, doesn't he, the back rower? Every time that ball goes up, he's contesting and making it difficult. It's Tom Davis who's trying to get to it. Earns his side, a goal line dropout, repeat possession. Let's see what George Williams and Josh Drinkwater can conjure up.
I think one thing that we've learned about Warrington this season, one thing they're much improved on is their composure.
I don't think they sense, you don't sense any panic, do you? As we've seen the opening 5 minutes, they're still persisting with the plan that they set out with.
Williams with a little pass inside for Cassiano on the chance.
Beautiful.
And then brilliant offload for George Williams. It was the old 1-2, and the old 1-2 did the trick for the Warrington Wolves. Williams, Cassiano, Williams, fabulous try.
Well, George Williams stands away from the ruck. He knows he's got the big man inside him. Catalan Dragons at marker haven't allowed or haven't worked hard enough to get to the big man. You can just see, can't you? Marker doesn't work. Fullback is just slightly behind the line, and he feeds Cassiano, stays on his toes and gets the pass back. Wonderful stuff.
Off the training ground. That is a set play.
It is a set play, but I think the communication between those two players happened maybe 5 seconds before. Come on my shoulder, come on me inside. He knows that the markers from Catalan Dragons have to work, and if they don't work, and I think it's a one-on-one, the big man wins it and he finds that offload. Close support is key.
Yeah. But he's one of the best in the business at close support, isn't he, George Williams, as we've seen over time, and he's already received 4 Player of the Match awards, George Williams, this year for the Warrington Wolves, and Stephen Ratchford here to extend the lead with his first successful kick, and it is Catalan 10 and Warrington 14.
You know, I had the pleasure of sitting with Martin Gleeson during the day yesterday, and we debated all day and all night about using forwards, how we get the best out of the big forwards, and we both agreed that short passes, one feeding another, is ultimately the best way to start to kick down that front door. You don't have to necessarily always go sideways. Sometimes you need to, but with the size and the power that Warrington have got today and most weeks in 2023, short passes, front door passes, and go over the top of teams.
Cassiano is so dangerous. They tried the short kick-off and it hasn't come up. Picked off there by, is it Ratchford? It was Stephen Ratchford who read that beautifully. But they found a way at the start of the second half, Warrington. Cassiano at full flow. Has he won the penalty against Mike McMeekin? I think he hasn't. I think he's conceded the penalty.
I think it's going the other way.
Mike McMeekin away, it is.
I think it's going the other way.
It is. Cassiano getting frustrated. He pushed McMeekin away.
It's a heavy challenge on the big man, firstly by Gudemond, who's round the legs. And because he lashes out at the play of the ball on Mike McMeekin, yeah, he lifts the leg and lashes out. And they're the worst ones to give away. When you're in possession, you get hammered for that, of your teammates and your coaches.
We've seen the good and the bad, haven't we, of Sam Cassiano encapsulated in a couple of minutes. Warrington lead once again. A 4-point ball game, 48 minutes gone. Tisson, just 21 years of age, and only his 3rd appearance for Catalan, playing at stand-in hooker, and the ball goes out to Tom Johnson on that far side. Denied a try by the video referee in the very last play of a dramatic first half. Seguier eventually gets up and plays the ball. Tisson again. Couple of tackles left in the set, I was going to say, but the error, they put the ball down.
And look who's involved, Stu, the big man, Sam Cassiano.
Forced the error. He made the error, he gave away the penalty, and it was Takeyaho who couldn't hold on, and another big play from the big man.
I talked before about his ball skills, Takeyaho, and while he's thinking about who he's going to pass to, knowing that he's got to make up, Sam Cassiano gets up, shuts him down to the delight of the travelling Warrington Barmy Army. He's a great player, he's Takeyaho. He just loses points in the front rows union for kicking goals, Stuart. He's a goal kicker.
Yeah, he is. Did you ever kick a goal in your life?
I did against Halifax for Widnes. I missed a load of them, Mike.
I was going to say a collector's item. 14-10 Warrington lead. Here is Cassiano. Do you know, 83 appearances for the Dragons. He only started 3 games. He was used as an impact player by Steve McNamara, but it's interesting that Darryl Powell has been mixing and matching. He's been starting Cassiano in some games, and he's been coming off the bench in others. Missed the game against last weekend with a break down the middle of the field again by Duffy. He's got support inside from Ben Curry and not just in front of the post, but another brilliant break, this time from Duffy. Ball goes to that right
screaming
side.
for it.
They are. Little kick through from Drinkwater, and the end is kicked away by Tom Davis, but he sensed an opportunity missed.
Well, Stephen Ratchford over on Warrington's left was screaming for the ball, and when he breaks the line, it's beautiful play, isn't it? Again, around the play of the ball, around some of those tired, bigger defenders, and he had a couple of options to choose from. He went to his right, there was an option on the left. Matt Duffy again breaking the line, goes to his right, and Catalan get back in numbers.
Young Matt Nicholson in the end, I think, wasn't it, in front of those posts? But here come Warrington again with Philbin. Another awful knee injury. Bolstering this Warrington squad. I wonder when it will be that we'll see young 18-year-old Lucas Green make his Warrington debut. Darryl Powell saying that the teenager isn't on the bench to warm the bench. He will be used. Good quick hands again, and picked up on the bounce by Stephen Ratchford. Under pressure, Arthur Moore brings him down. And Warrington again threatening, looking ominous. Drinkwater it is. The ball goes inside for Josh Maguire. What a game to make his debut. Suspended for 7 matches for using inappropriate language in a pre-season friendly, but that's a great ball, is it? And it's picked up, I think, by Tom Johnston, and I don't think they're going to stop Tom Johnston. The man has speed to burn, but is there an opportunity? And they do get him. Desperate defending from Josh Hewless. Warrington were back in numbers. Quick play the ball. It was Johnston with the break. Still they go towards the line. That was Romano. If Warrington managed to keep them out here, or have they?
Oh, look at the celebrations from the Warrington players. They believe that they have defended not only an interception, but an assault and an attempt at the try line from the Dragons.
Well, Zenov doesn't look confident.
No, he doesn't. And the referee has sent it up with the question, does he lose it? The body language on that player says, yes, he has. Tremendous effort in defence from Warrington Wolves.
And what about the effort to stop Tom Johnston?
There it is.
Is it just shy of the try line? Another big call for the video ref.
Well, Danny Williams and Matt Duffy are there. Matty Nicholson, he's a roundabout as well. He stretches the arm out. And the young fullback, well,
it looked initially as if it was shy of the line. I wonder if that's a decision that the video referee is going to deliver. It's another key decision. Yeah, he was shy of the line. I think you kind of got a feeling, didn't you, from what you were saying, that Zenon didn't look very confident, but also Warrington was celebrating as if they'd scored. They kept one out.
Just look at this effort. You can see Josh Thulis, the pain and the strain on his face. You had Matt Duffy, who got a bit of a claw to him. You had another 2 players in attendance. And when you've got a side that has that characteristic, when all looks lost, and you've got one of the fastest players over the last couple of years in Johnston breaking away, but they still don't give up.
The cover was amazing. It looked initially as if he had open space, open field. I suppose that defensive set epitomises what Warrington are about. So does this. The breakdown field, I think Ashton is it. He's got support outside him and he's brought down. What a break it was. It was Williams from dummy half, straight from dummy half, going 70 yards. Drinkwater now on the far side. They're spreading this defence out. Chance for Thulis. Can he go inside? Was he caught high? Thulis goes down.
He was caught high, Stuart. Yeah. Now, defenders rushing again. A succession of passes, quick hands, resulted in that player, Josh Thulis, getting the ball on the end. And Catalan Dragons, with just as much desperation in their hearts and minds, to get over and defend that threat. Well, it's Takiaho, the big front rower. Let's have a look. I think it starts on the shoulder. I'm going to say no. I'm going to say there's not too much wrong with that. I think it's a heavy challenge. There's a little bit of whiplash in there as well, because it's a big man on a much lighter man. So great effort in defence for Catalan Dragons.
Yeah, penalty only, right decision. Mikel Gudemont looking set to come back on for the Catalan Dragons, but they have.
You weren't listening to me, Stuart. I didn't think it was a penalty.
You said there was nothing in it from Takiaho. I'm always listening to you. Thulis in front of the post, Walker. Now Williams and Cassiano. Boy, he'd love to score at the stand, Gilbert Brutus. Another try now, and they would have control of this game. The Super League leaders. Drinkwater finds Nicholson. Good defence from Romano. Out here at dummy half, and Drinkwater has a lovely teasing kick, and in the end it was taken by Davis. It was, but I'll tell you what, Ben Curry wasn't far away from that.
If Ben Curry is going to continue to chase and compete, there has to be some security around him. Almost another line break there from Catalan Dragons.
It was Zenon, the young fullback. What a game we've got. We've still got 25 minutes to go.
We've got some magnificent wingers, haven't we? Some wonderful outside backs to marvel over. All 4 of them are capable of going the full length.
Takiaho plays it. Four points separating the sides as Moore goes high once more, and the ball goes to ground, and it's kicked away there by Curry. Williams watching the ball carefully.
Well, Tom Davis,
didn't it?
Yeah, Tom Davis tries to get up, tries to make it difficult for Josh Thulis, tries to bat it back for his teammates. Well, the pace of this game incredible. We've had some terrific games over the Easter weekend. One more to follow in the Super League, and of course, Leeds Rhinos play York Valkyrie in the women's game prior to that.
Yeah, and then it's Leeds against Huddersfield. It has been a cracking weekend. 14-10, 57 minutes, and Paul Vaughan on the ball. Oh, there's the out. There is a mistake.
Bad drop.
George Williams, lack of concentration.
What he's thinking is, I'm going to catch this ball, I'm going to kick it, I'm going to make sure I can gain some territory.
You read his mind. That's exactly what he was going to do.
You know, don't you? It's his responsibility to get to the kick, pin the opposition down. And a lot of that is on muscle memory. People used to talk about watching the ball, keep your eyes on the ball. Sam Cassiano, just on the sideline, big impact from him. But players like George Williams use muscle memory. They don't always have to watch it into the hands, but you do take the risk that you might not get it.
So another chance here for the Dragons. Romano goes straight to dummy half. Interesting as well that Takayaho is becoming more and more involved in this for the Dragons. And he will be important in the last quarter of this game. There is Takayaho with a good little pass, and McMeekin goes down. Morg races into dummy half. He's got options. He goes on the inside looking for Takayaho. Desiree is on as well for the Dragons. Quick pass to the left-hand side. Here is Romano. Romano with the dummy! What a try from young Arthur Romano. That looked like nothing on there. But Romano gets a fantastic score, and we have a level game approaching the hour mark. Arthur Romano, what a try for the young man. And thoroughly deserved. 14-all in Perpignan.
Brilliant stuff from Catalan Dragons. Beautiful slick hands. We seem to be talking about him consistently. Takayaho, watch him. It seems nothing, but the two defenders in front of Takayaho aren't sure whether he's going to run into defenders and offload the ball, or simply just hand it on. He does the last one, and the handoff and the big see you later on the territory will hurt him, because he's a much better defender than that. But Arturo Romano, well, he doesn't hang around. All locked up, kick to come. What a game.
He doesn't look as tall as 6'1" or as heavy as 15 stone, but he is. And he used all that strength and power there, did Arturo Romano. Second try of the season, and we are in for a cracking final 20 minutes. It has gone one way, then the other. Warrington led, Catalan level, Catalan in front, Warrington back to within 2, Warrington back in front, and now Catalan level, but can Adam Kieran edge the Dragons in front right off the touchline? Cracking atmosphere. This for the lead to Adam Kieran. Against the odds, Catalan have produced again this afternoon. And that, he's hit the post again. That's incredible. Twice Adam Kieran has hit the uprights from conversions this afternoon. Stephen Ratchford has done it once for Warrington. How important could that be?
Crisp hands, but the little step and skip to the edge from Romano is out of the top draw. And you talked about how delighted Steve McNamara is to have so many French players, French-born, French-trained, system-trained players on the field at the same time. Here's another one.
What a moment for Romano. He had a nasty injury some 18 months ago and came back from a long absence, and he scored a try, you know, in their win at Warrington, all the way back at round 4 last year, but that was important. 2 kicks from Kieran have hit the woodwork.
Yeah.
At the sum total...
Massive.
Yeah.
Massive. When 4 turn into 6, makes such a difference. It makes such a difference to the confidence of the side. Obviously the scoreboard as well.
Jordan Desiree, he's an impact player. I know Steve McNamara is hoping that Desiree will become as vital off the bench as Sam Cassiano was and is now for Warrington. Dufty, who scored a brilliant 90-yard try in the first half. 18 minutes to go. Where's your 10p, Barry?
Well, we may be going to golden point. I think that Warrington have been second best for large parts of this game, and the wind is in the sails of the home side. But if they keep kicking the ball to the fullback, Matt Dufty, and players out in the back division, players like Josh Thulis, they're making it a little bit too easy.
Couple of tackles left in the set here. Williams and Drinkwater and Dufty, and here's Tanter getting the ball out, and here's Josh Thulis now. You mentioned Thulis. Has he managed to keep the ball in play? He has, but it's pounced on by Jordan Desiree, and Catalan have it back. You just sense at the moment, Barry, that every time each team has the ball, something's going to happen.
Yeah, you can't afford to squander opportunities. It was Matty Nicholson's beautiful pass to Josh Thulis on the wing that released him. He needed to stay in field.
Brilliant game. And there's a top player, Julien Bousquet. Seguier, 11 Frenchmen in the 17-man squad for the Catalan Dragons this afternoon, and Kieran, under pressure, does get the ball away. It's a teasing kick, and it was really well taken by Matty Ashton. That was the perfect kick into the late, low evening sun.
It was a better kick, wasn't it? He was under a little bit of stress. Matty Ashton just about catches it as the defenders and the kick chase team get there. We said this was going to be a great game, didn't we? 1 versus 3 by nature of Wigan's win yesterday. An unbeaten record at stake here for Warrington Wolves.
Nicholson, 19 years of age, and many at Warrington believe he is nailed on a future England Test player. Again, spreading the ball wide, and Curry goes inside for Ratchford. Ratchford arcing run, brilliant for Ratchford. Oh, what an interception! And it could be an absolute try-saver. Was it Tom Johnston who has saved a certain try for the Catalan Dragons, and then had the audacity to race up to halfway, and then he's won a penalty, I think, and now all the frustrations are boiling over. This is what this means to both clubs.
Game changer for Catalan Dragons. Stefan Ratchford breaks the line. He's looking for inside support, and an arm snaked out by Tom Johnston. Tempers boiling over now. Julien Bousquet and George Williams are right in the thick of it. But what about that from Johnston? Unbelievable how he manages to get the arm to it, and he could have been forgiven. We would have forgiven him for that ball falling and fumbling on the floor. But he just about gets hold of it.
You can be sure that when...
Now let's have a look. There's a line on here, isn't there, from Gil Dudson, the former Catalan player.
Yeah.
Then there's a push, then there's a shove, then there's a punch. He may well be going for a sit down here.
And was that a punch? Let's have a look.
Well, my question is why?
Well,
it's definitely a punch, Stuart. Why?
That could be a red card.
What's Tom Johnston, if anything, done to the front rower?
Gil Dodson was sent off in his last game for Catalans.
Yes.
This could be a red card for Gil Dodson here. I'm sure Chris Campbell is getting guidance from the video referee, Marcus Griffiths. But for me, that's as clear as day. Yeah. That's red.
Yeah.
That is a red card.
I'd like to know why. I'd like to know why he's punched him. No doubt he's punched him. I think you're right. It's a red.
No doubt, no question. And has the game turned in 60 dramatic seconds? First of all, the try-saver from Tom Johnston. And then the red card, so unnecessary. It was stupidity personified. It was silly play from Dodson. What on earth was he thinking? Johnston saved the day, and now Warrington are down to 12.
Well, it's irrational at best. I don't know why he's done it. You can see head on hands from a Warrington fan perspective. But if it's come from nowhere and he's just decided to take the law into his own hands, then he's put his team under enormous pressure here. I'm going to say it again, game changer, Tom Johnston. Yeah. Intercepts the ball. Gallops 40 metres downfield, draws a penalty, and then for some unknown reason, from that exchange, a player is sent off.
Well, on his 200th Super League appearance, Gil Dodson sees red and acts of total stupidity. Will it cost his side an 8th consecutive win at the start of the Super League season? Massive moments. With that Tom Johnston save, well, it looked all over a Warrington try. Here is Desiree now. And this is going to get even more fiery and feisty. And we're not complaining. Morg. Kieran involved here. Zenon was in the line. Quick play the ball. Here is young Tanguy Zenon. Did well there, going on his own. 1, 2, 3 Warrington players involved there. Vaughan. Duffy was involved. Garcia goes straight from dummy half towards that try line. 14 all, last tackle. Warrington down to 12 men. Kieran with the kick across field for McMeekan. He get the ball down. He couldn't, and it just falls short. And Ben Curry rescued the situation. He was agonisingly close. You could see his left arm stretching and stretching.
Well, knock on, no advantage. Warrington will get the ball. It was a perfectly weighted kick. And if he had arms as long as Tom Johnston, he would have got them. Go gadget arms on Tom Johnston. But listen, how many times in this great sport of ours have we seen something dramatic happen in the last bit of the game that has meant that the team that is down and has adversity in front of them step up?
Well, the red mist came down for Gil Dodson. It was a red card, and without even prejudging the disciplinary, he's set for a lengthy spell on the sidelines. And of course, don't forget, Warrington have just got Josh Maguire back after 7 games out. They've lost Thomas McKaylee going back to the NRL, so it could be an even bigger blow, but that's for the future. For now, it's 14 all. 12 men Warrington looking to maintain their 100% start to the season. And what a fantastic game it has been. Williams with the kick. That was well taken. Tell you what, young Tanguy Zenon, his first game of the season, French under-19 international, and he's not done a lot wrong.
Wonderful. What a game to cut your teeth in. If his side come out on the right side of this, he'll be saying to everybody, is it always like this?
12 years, 234 games for his beloved Catalan Dragons, and crunching tackle on Romain Navarrete. His second spell with the Dragons, of course. Morg, one of those elusive players. He's elusive, all right. Artem Morg trying to go all the way, one way, then the other. And I think it was a brilliant tackle in the end from his opposite number, Matt Duffy. He was arcing away from the Warrington fullback. Here is Bousquet charging towards the line, and he stopped over the line.
That was last tackle, Stuart.
That was last tackle.
Wonderful player, wasn't it, from the fullback who's playing in the halves, Arthur Morg. I'm just looking at the way that Warrington have reshuffled. It looks like Peter Matautia has gone into the middle, maybe playing as a loose forward. Minikin has gone into the centres. Darryl Powell maybe feeling he needs to get one of his key men in Matautia closer to the ball. All hands on deck for the Wolves in defence. And maybe a mistake to give Julian Bousquet the ball on last tackle.
What a game. What a finale we have. 10 minutes to go. And who knows, maybe more than 10 minutes. Golden point extra time remains a possibility. I just thought there when Moore got the ball, he was going to arc around everybody and go on the outside to the corner, and he was forced inside. Cassiano back on, and he'll be up for the battle, he'll be up for the scrap. Walker with a sensible kick from dummy half. What a good kick that was. Brilliant, just takes the pressure off his
Look at the energy in that chase as well. You've even got Sam Cassiano involved. He's got to make that tackle. But both sides slugging it.
Drama. 10 minutes to go. Our stats guru Ian Proctor reminding us that it's the second red card in Super League this season. Remember, Conrad Harold was sent off in Leeds' dramatic win over St Helens. Gil Dudson. And here's McMeekin on the charge. Gil Dudson's red card on 65 minutes. Will it turn the game? The kick goes up from Adam Kieran. Duffy will get the ball eventually. I think it came off Kieran, did it? Or did it come off Duffy? I think it looks like Catalans are going to get it, are they? Or not? What's Chris Kendall given here? Did it come off Kieran? Did it come off Duffy?
He's saying Matt Duffy has made the mistake. Here's the run from Arthur Morg, weaving, dodging, looking for somebody to pass to. He just can't get past the fullback. Warrington Wolves coming away. The mistake was by Catalan.
Fewless coming in off the wing.
Catalan are competing now on those last tackle kicks. Almost resulted in them getting the reward.
Cassiano met by 1, 2, 3. McMeekin's in there. Takayaho is in there. Shoving Artem Morg off him. Here's Williams now and Curry. But we know that Warrington are capable of producing something special. Ratchford does. And Ratchford stopped on the 20.
Who's thinking about a drop, Gil, Stuart?
Possible now, I wonder. Run around move, Philbin. Is the space on that right-hand side? Nicholson for Thewlis, and Warrington will score his second try out of nowhere once more. They're down to 12. They've been defending as if their lives depended on it, and they get one shot, they get one chance, and they score a try, and Warrington are back in front. What a game.
Well, they break the Dragons over on the left. And when they get in this bit, I thought for a second George Williams, with a cool, clear head, would have looked at a drop goal. But he must have seen something outside on this right side. Matty Nicholson keeps his body square, doesn't allow the defenders to move on. And that's what gave the smallest, slightest of edges. You can just see Catalan Dragons defenders diving in desperation. And Josh Thulis, well, he pushes it to a 4-point game. 2 points on offer. We've still got 6 minutes. Do you think it's over?
No. I hope not.
Warrington, a man down, still found space on the edge.
But this is looks like Thulis is going to take over the kicking duties. Owner Stefan Ratchford has possibly got a little knock there. But is this the new Warrington, the new resilient Warrington?
Well, we'll wait and see. They've definitely not lied down when adversity was in front of them, as it has been virtually from the kickoff. That's the reason these Warrington fans are so optimistic about this year, because they see steel and backbone and character within the squad.
Well, everyone's asking the question whether Warrington are the real deal. Catalan, Wigan, St Helens, 3 games on the spin. Josh Thulis, only his 2nd goal that he's kicked for Warrington, but it could be a massive goal. He scored 2 tries, he's kicked a crucial conversion, and it's 20 points to 14.
The quality of that left-to-right pass from George Williams, and again the skill and recognition from the back rower, Matty Nicholson, was something to behold.
For the Catalan Dragons, that's a bitter blow. Kieran goes short again for the kick-off, and that was really well. Was that Ratchford again?
Stefan Ratchford, who as we know could play anywhere in the team. I think there's only front row he hasn't played.
He just reads the short kick-off so well. That's the 2nd time he's done that. But Catalan was so close, so very close to going back in front. And after Gil Dudson's red card for punching Tom Johnston, Warrington have found something else, something special, the resilience in defence, and then the brilliance in attack.
This isn't over.
No, it isn't.
And they can't afford to think that it's over.
5 minutes. 5 minutes. They wanted an 80-minute test, Darryl Powell.
Oh, it's a mistake. Oh,
it is a mistake from Tom Johnston. Well, that may be he was a try saver of 65 minutes. But that error, he was trying to keep the ball in, he was grasping for it. The awkward kick from Drinkwater.
He needed those go-go gadget arms again, didn't he? You know he has to go for that, he has to get the ball. Warrington are trying to slow the game down, take the tempo away. Short kick-off here.
Who's got it?
Oh, they've got it.
They've got it. McMeekin grabbed hold of the ball. It was Kieran with the short dropout. 4 minutes to go. 4 minutes for Warrington to hold on. 4 minutes for the Catalan Dragons to find a way. Whitley runs into George Williams, into Sam Cassiano. A try and a goal to possibly force golden point extra time for the Catalan Dragons. Goudemont takes play inside the Warrington half. Garcia
playing for a penalty then, Garcia.
I think he did. I think you're absolutely right.
Playing for a penalty.
Loose game with a dangerous offload, and it's picked up by Garcia. Williams there was poised, wasn't he, to grab hold of the loose bouncing ball. 3.5 minutes to go.
Last tackle.
Kieran with the kick. Towards Thulis. Ball goes towards Takiyaho. Inside for the try. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Is it Goudemont who's got the try for the Catalan Dragons with 3 minutes to go? After Romano. Romano goes through. And it looks like it's going to be a decision for the video referee. But the ball went high, high, high. And as Arthur Romano snatched a dramatic draw.
I'll tell you what, you've had your money's worth here today, haven't you? If you've got to watch this game. A high kick. Now they'll look at onside, offside. There's one player to the left who's offside.
Johnson on the far side, and it's Romano just inside him. Johnston goes through. Was he level? Was he level? There's Takayaho, and there's Romano with the try. Catalans celebrating. Talk about breathless, talk about breathtaking, talk about brilliant game. Here's the decision. No try. Unbelievable. It's been chalked off. It's been chalked off by Marcus Griffiths. Warrington fans celebrate. I'm absolutely certain that Warrington players, coaching staff and fans thought that was going to be given a try.
It was all on the onside, offside. Were players within 10 metres, and you can see the celebration from those Warrington fans. Oh, that beer will taste a little bit sweeter if this ends up the same scoreline and result as it is now.
Tom Johnston.
Drama towards the end.
Well, Tom Johnston, I mean, we weren't sure. Was he level? Was he inches in front of the kick from Adam Kieran? He was in front, he was in the 10. That's why the decision was made by Marcus Griffiths. That is why the try was disallowed. But you know, the way that the video went on and on and on, and we saw Romano put the ball down, we thought it was going to be given as a try. Incredible drama, amazing game. 2 minutes to go for 12-man Warrington to hang on and go 8 for 8 at the start of a Super League season for the very first time. Is there any way back? Will Catalan get another opportunity? Walker goes to dummy half. They won't be in any hurry here. Last one, surely they'll just kick the ball into touch or take the tackle. Just take the tackle. Eat up time.
They take that tackle, they take the ball over to that side, knowing that they can compress and try and stop and prevent Catalan from spreading this ball. That's the reason they can get in, put some pressure on Catalan as they come away.
You remember the Challenge Cup final at Wembley in 2018? And Catalan Dragons famously beat the Warrington Wolves. The score was 20 points to 14.
Wow. This has been a remarkable game, hasn't it? They're spreading it now.
They've got a gamble. Tom Davis looking for a way through. 45 seconds to go. The Dragons thought they were going to draw level, but the try was disallowed. They're going to give it one go as Zenon finds Romano on the far side. 30 seconds to go. What a game. It's been some Easter weekend, hasn't it? Darryl Powell, he looks cool. He isn't cool, I can assure you. The kick goes up for Kieran. Watched safely by Matt Duffy.
And that should be in.
That should be in what has been an amazing Super League game in Perpignan. And Warrington Wolves, as the hooter goes, have won an absolute stormer. Delight and celebration. They're 4 points clear at the top of Super League. They've won 8 games on the spin for the first time ever in the Super League era. And they've done it after playing the last 15 minutes with 12 men after Gil Dudson was sent off.
As that hill got steeper, as the task got just that little bit bigger, that's where they dug in. And the key players and top performers from Warrington stood up. No more so than Matt Duffy, George Williams, Josh Drinkwater. Absolutely sensational. We saw Darryl Powell give Ryan Sheridan a congratulatory hug. There would have been a mixture of relief and pride in those emotions in those two people. What a team they've got in 2023. Something to be proud of.
3 big games on the spin. Catalan, job done. Wigan to come, St Helens to come after that. Both those games are live on Sky Sports. But for Warrington, it's a huge, huge win. Desperately disappointing for Catalan, who thought they'd done enough. They thought they may well have scored an equalising try, but it was ruled out by the video referee. Fabulous entertainment in the south of France, but it's Warrington who go marching on. Are they the real deal? Well, they've won. It finished Catalan 14, Warrington 20.
Thank you very much, Stuart and Barry. We are a step closer to finding out if they are the real deal. Daryl Powell, as you say, has identified this match and the next 2 to know really where his side are at. Oh, what a game. You would say Phil Clark and Jamie Jones Buchanan, that after that and after what we saw yesterday, Rugby League is the winner.
It's been a fantastic round so far, hasn't it? Still some game to come, but an amazing effort. And for the French team, well, I guess that was almost a moral victory. They played so well with the players out. It was a coming of age for so many of the French players that we've, you know, some of them like Tanguy Zanem we've not seen before much, and an opportunity really. But for Warrington and their supporters, professional sports about experiences and events, and look at the fun and enjoyment, the memories that they'll bring back from that tremendous victory that they've managed to just about scrape.
They've been enjoying the sun. They will be enjoying that victory. How close, though, they came to defeat. Compliments to the Catalan Dragons and Steve McNamara.
I reckon so. They've been welcomed into an ambush there of Warrington and have survived it. We were asking about the resolve, and have they got that resilience to get tested into the later rounds? And wow, it went right down to the death. You thought it was going to go into a golden point game then. And credit to Catalan, they put on an entertaining show, but Warrington just had the resolve and resilience to stick together, and you can see them all there, what it means to them. The plane flight home will be outstanding. They'll brush past their fans in the airport, and it'll be a real communal feel going on.
They may not look at that as their greatest 80 minutes this season so far. It is their 8th consecutive victory, and they've done it in a different way.
Yeah, I think the team that finishes with the League Leaders' Shield wins some games that they don't deserve to win, and that's probably one of those today. But if you pick up the 2 points, when we get to the end of the season, it's just about who's sitting in that first place.
Daryl Powell in amongst his players. We said it at half-time, or full-time I should say, in round 3 when they came back from a deficit and beat Salford, that we wouldn't have seen that in Warrington Mark 2022. I'd almost put it to you, Jamie Jones, we wouldn't have seen last year's version of Warrington drag that out and have Daryl Powell celebrating in such a fashion. They didn't seem to have it in them.
No, they've been inoculated, haven't they? They're testing themselves, and Phil's right. When you get to back into the season and you need to show that toughness in difficult moments, it's days like this, events like that you bring back and believe and trust that your players have got what it takes to come up with the goods, and Daryl Powell knows that. That's why he's looking so happy there and congratulating his players.
I'll go to a pre-match quote from Daryl Powell. It is a step up coming here. I think we're ready to have a game that takes us right to the wire and puts us under pressure, and that we have to find our way out of. He got what he asked for.
Only because of a red card, which was almost like a defibrillator to shock his side and bring them back into life. They weren't played for much of it, but they managed to just about have enough when they needed that final try with Thewlis to score.
You would say now there's Corey Norman in conversation with Matt Duffy, former teammates at the Dragons. If they get Mitchell Pearce, patch Sam Tompkins up and get him back out on the field, Tyrone May still to come back into the side, Tom Johnson taking it off a rather large bottle of claret. They are now a force to be reckoned with, who have lost for just the 2nd time this season.
Yeah, Catalan are brilliant, aren't they? Steve McNamara always is very regimented in a way that he teaches his team. Everybody's got a role and an understanding as to what that is. But you're right, some of the big name players come in, they add extra to that, extra attack, a different dimension, and they'll be strong, Catalan, for sure.
It's worth focusing on Daryl Powell's reaction there. I think we're learning a lot from that. How quick he is to get onto the field and celebrate and pat the backs of the players. Maybe overall, technique-wise and technically, he'll look at that and say it wasn't a great 80-minute performance. But it's the heart and soul that he saw in his side that will probably give him the most joy.
Yeah, I think